Hi, so this video was a special request from one of my 6th graders telling her hello, and she wanted to know how to change a mixed number to a decimal, since I guess I gave a homework part last night which had mixed numbers and she wasn't sure how to change it. So I'm going to use, well, let me use one of the problems from the homework. And let's say I have a 13.5 and I want to change it to a decimal, probably because of working with calculators and you may not have a half function on your calculator. So there are two ways I can see a kid doing this. The first way I can see it is I can see a kid changing this to an improper fraction first, and then we're going to do our decimal work. So what I mean by that is I can take these two numbers. I have 13 holes, and if I broke up all 13 holes into 4 pieces, then I would have 52 pieces. So I have 52 little pieces plus one more. So I have 53 fourths. In another video, I kind of showed how to do this a little faster, but I'm just multiplying these two numbers. 4 times 13, I get 52, and then I just add the one on top. But I'm also thinking I have 13 holes. If I cut them all into fourths, that's the same type of reasoning. So I have 53 over 4. If I want to change this to a decimal, what I can do is I can think of this fraction bar as an operation. And this operation reads as division. So literally, when I see 15 over 4, I can read it as 53 divided by 4. It doesn't only have to be a fractional thing. So when I actually have to solve it, I'm just putting a 53 inside my house and dividing by 4. In this case, I already know that 4 times 13 makes 52. My remainder is 1. Now this is where a lot of my kids didn't know what to do next. One thing I can do is I can put a decimal here. One, because it still becomes 53, but it also gives me a chance of adding a 0 so I can keep on dividing. That's something I want to do. So let me move over so you can see it with a little bit more space. Here's my 53, and I know it went in there already 13 times. So adding that decimal, the first thing I'm going to do is just pop it up so it's in the same exact place value, and I have a 0 here. Now I can keep dividing because I have more zeros. So even though yes, that is dividing 10 by 4, it's a different place value. It's in the tenths. So anyway, 4 can go into 10 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. 2, and I can add another 0 here. That's what I love about this. As many zeros as I add, it still becomes 53. It doesn't matter. I can have a million zeros, but because of that decimal, it's still 53. But now I have another 0 I can place down, and 4 goes into 25 times. So my decimal becomes 13 and 25 hundredths. That's one way I can do it. 13 and 25 hundredths. That's if you want to start by changing the improper fraction to a mixed number. The other thing I can see some kids doing is if I already know that 13 exists, it's already there, what if I just take the 1/4? So let's just do that. Forget this for a minute. A faster way would just be, let's not worry about making the 13 to a fraction. We know that's there. Let's just take the 1/4 and change 1/4 into a decimal. So same exact thing. I know this is still 1 divided by 4. So when I do my division, my 1 is being divided by 4. As soon as we look at it, we can see I can't do division. So again, just add a 0 behind it because I know that 4 can't go into 1. And now I have zeros behind it. 4 can go into 10 2 times. That's 8. And 4 goes into 20. 5 times give me 20. And I'm not going to have any remainder here, but I have the 0.25. So now when I go on top, I know I have 13 plus my 25 hundredths. So both ways will work. You can either change it to an improper fraction, then a decimal, or you can just leave the 13, so that's a whole number, and just take your fraction and divide it. Remember, you're always reading it from top to bottom for a division, 1 divided by 4. Or that's the way we're doing our division, and that's the way we're solving it out. So let's say I hope this helps. You can try out with different problems or meet me in class. Bye.